focus on me. I forgot that I got it too. I'm not needing you.
Hey guys, it's C. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here, and welcome to another life check with C. Now, I know I'm not at home on the couch with some tea. I'm in the car with some coffee. But I did not want to end the month without doing a life check because y'all know I was slack some months prior and didn't do life checks, but I wanted to go ahead and keep them going. So I wanted to end July on Mondays are for me with a life check. And this is basically like a little check-in with y'all. But also, something's been on my heart, which we've talked about this before, but the title, which y'all have already saw, is how are you feeling the gap? And basically the gap that I'm talking about is the gap between the life you have and the life you want. I saw like different little memes and stuff on social media that talk about like, what are you doing to get to the life that you want, or what are you doing in between the time of the life that you have and the life that you want? And I was just thinking about the fact that it's basically a gap, and hopefully y'all can see me good. It's a gap. And it's like, what are we doing to fill that gap? Are we complaining? Are we making excuses? Are we doing something positive to fill the gap? Are we being lazy? Are we being sad, upset, all of those things? Are we doing anything productive? And that's basically what I want to talk about, because like last week was a week. Last week was a week, and it was a busy week, but it was also like a draining week for me. Like I was drained mentally because of everything that I'm trying to do, things that I want to change, things that I wish were going better than they are, things that I need to get done, just stuff, just a lot of stuff going on. And I could have took that time to just complain, just drown in all of that. Did I sit with it? Yes. Did I drown in it? No, because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? What's the point? So, and I just think about like all the things that I want. We all have things that we want to do with our lives. We all have, no matter whether you say it or not, if you don't have certain goals to get to, points in your life, mapped out already, you have a picture of what you want your life to look like. Which if it doesn't look like what that looks like now, you know what you want it to look like. You may not know, okay, I want to do this, and this to get to that life, but I have a picture of what I want that life to look like. We all have that. But if we continue to do the same stuff over and over and over again, y'all know the definition of insanity is doing the same stuff over and over and expecting different results. If we keep doing the same stuff over and over, we'll never get to that life or get to it in a good time frame. So my question to you, because I don't want this life check to be long. This is just really on my heart. Like, what are you doing to fill in the gap? What are you doing to fill in that gap? Are you saying, oh, well, I know the things I need to do to get to that life, but I'm too busy. I know the things I need to get done to get to that, but I don't feel like I can accomplish those things. I know the things that I need to do, but I don't feel like doing those things. I know things that I need to do, but I got time. If you're living in the world and I'm living in, you see that we do not have time. We do not have time to be playing. We do not have time to be wasting. We do not have time because life is short. Life is short. People are leaving this world left and right. This world is getting crazier and crazier and crazier by the day. And we don't know the day or the hour. We don't know when it's going to be our time to go. But what we can do is do something about the time that we have here. And what are you doing to fill your gap? What are you doing? What have you done today? What have you done this week? What have you done this month? What have you done in the past 7 months of this year to get to the life that you want? Did you make one step to get there? Did you make two steps to get there? Did you make any steps to get there? And then if you did make a step to get there, what is your next step going to be? Because I know the life that I want to live, and I know the life that I want to live is going to require discipline to have that life and keep that life, but it's going to require a lot of discipline to even get to that life. And so if I don't develop the discipline that I need, if I don't develop the drive that I need, if I don't develop the mindset that I need, because we all know mindset plays a big part in achieving things, a big part in getting to the next level in life, whatever that level looks like for you. Our mindset plays a big part, because if our mindset is stuck on I can't do it, or I got time or whatever, we're never going to get there. Because if your mindset doesn't change, you're not going to do the things you need to do to get there. So if your mindset is not on, oh, I know I can have that life and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get there, you're not going to get there. Because your mindset has to change for you to even make a step. So my mindset is, yes, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get there because I know it's achievable and I know it's attainable. Then that puts, okay, so let me write down my steps that I need to do physically or mentally or whatever to get there. But if your mindset is not on, I know that I can do this, you're probably not going to do it. Or you're going to spend a whole bunch of time doing a bunch of stuff that don't make sense or that don't get you to where you're trying to go. So what are you doing on a daily basis to fill the gap to get to the life that you want to live? Like, what are you doing? Like, I sometimes find myself, I'm a very busy person. But sometimes I find myself more in busyness than productivity. And that busyness comes from, yes, I'm doing a lot of different things, but some of those things I don't have to do to get to the life that I need. Some things are just in my mind, I'm overwhelmed, or I know I got a lot to do. And instead of doing those things that are going to get me to that next level, I put those off and do other things that help me in some ways, but it's not really like necessary. So it's like I'm doing a whole bunch of busy work, but not productivity work that's going to get me to where I'm trying to go. So my busyness is filling my gap. Instead of productivity, filling the gap. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is not every day, but I'm just trying to give y'all an example of what I'm saying for myself, because y'all know, like I say in every life check, these life checks be for me too. How I'm filling my gap sometimes is just like overwhelm takes over. I've told y'all in other episodes of live check how sometimes I'm overwhelmed, or other episodes of like Mondays are for me. I'm overwhelmed, so sometimes I just don't do anything, and that's not helping me fill my gap. So what I need to be doing to combat the overwhelm is to figure out how to take chunks of things and work on those, because I'm a big picture girl. Like, I'm a big picture girl and I'm a planner girl at the same time. Like, I'm a big picture girl. Like, I need to see the full picture, but I'm also the one to plan how to get the full picture. So I'm on both ends of the spectrum in that way, but if it's a whole lot going on, which this has come, from me being an entrepreneur, creative, there's so many different ideas, so many different thoughts, so many different things that you want to do. And it's hard to focus on one thing at a time. So I'm focusing on the big picture and the planning part of so many different things. So it's not like one thing that I'm focusing on. It's everything. So the overwhelm comes, and sometimes it's like, okay, I'm just not doing anything. Not, I need to take a break to clear my mind. No, just not doing anything. And that's the problem. That is filling the gap. You know what I'm saying? So, and there are some things that I am doing to fill the gap. Like, ideas that I have and things that I know I need to do. I have been doing some things, but other things I haven't been doing. So I have to take, a self-assessment, a self-evaluation of myself. And like, girl, what are you doing to fill the gap? You can fill the gap. You can fill the gap. This big gap, and you can fill parts of it every single day. But if the gap is 12 feet long, and it's going to take, let's say if the gap is 12 feet long and it's going to take you a month to get there, what are you doing to close the 3 feet? What are you doing to close the 1 foot of that 12-foot gap? You know what I'm saying? So each day can be you closing a little bit of space of that gap, to where every day that you're doing something to get there, it's going to get filled. But if you're not doing anything and you're starting every day not doing anything, the gap is still there. And then with the way the economy is and all these things, the gap could be getting bigger because it's going to take even more money, even more time, even more discipline to get there because you waited so long. So your gap could be getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? So, or you could, let's say your gap that the life that you're trying to live is a life of where you lose 50 pounds. Well, let's say you're not doing anything to get to losing that weight and now you done gained some weight. So now you gotta lose 56 pounds because you done gained 6 pounds. You done put yourself back. And that's just an analogy of weight, but it applies to everything else. You can put yourself back. It still doesn't always mean, okay, I'm not moving, but I'm not progressing. No, you could be regressing as well. So you choose how you want to fill your gap. You know, if you want something, you got to go for it. We got to stop making excuses for everything. We got to stop self-doubt. We got to stop imposter syndrome. We got to stop all of that stuff. Like I was thinking about that in church today. We were talking, the Apostle Goins preached at our church today, and he talked about, the after effect, you know, all that you've been going through, the storm that you've been going through, the things that you've been going through. God is giving you an after effect. And if he's giving you an after effect, that means that you came through it. That means that you lived through it. That means that you got through it. You pushed through it because there's an after effect. And the after effect is the positivity of everything that you went through. That's basically kind of like the same thing, like filling the gap. Like, yeah, you got to get through it, but there's something on the other side of that gap. The life you want is on the other side of that gap. But you got to get through the gap. You got to close the gap to get there. So I challenge you today to think about what it is that you're doing every single day to fill your gap. You write down what it is, the life you want to live. Whatever that life looks like for you, that life, it's not going to be the same with everybody else's. You focus on you. What do you want your life to look like? Write that down and think about how you can plan and move towards filling your gap. Some gaps are smaller than others, but at the end of the day, no matter how big or small the gap is, if you're not doing anything to fill it, it's going to stay a gap. So think about what you want to do. Think about how you need to get there, and think about how you can incorporate those things into every single day of your life so that you can get that gap filled. So that's my challenge for y'all today. My question is, how are you filling your gap? And if you're not, my challenge is to think about different things you can incorporate, different things you can do every day to fill that gap. Because it's going to always be a gap if you don't do anything about it. So that's my life check for today, y'all. I hope y'all have enjoyed. Like I said, I know we touched on this some today, but the whole gap thing is what got me. Like I was like, yes, there is a gap between the life I have and the life I want. What am I doing every day to make it to that life? If I'm not doing anything to make it to that life, I need to do something different. I need to do better. I need to think about the future me. Will my future me thank me for what I'm doing now? Will my future me be better than the me I am now, or be worse than the me I am now, or still be the same me that I am now? So can my future me be proud of the me that I am now? And if they can't, then I need to do something about that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope y'all have enjoyed this life check and this Monday's Offer Me combined. I hope it resonated with you. Let me know in the comments if you're doing some productive and positive and godly things to fill your gap. And if you're not, let's keep each other accountable to make sure that we're filling our gap every single day. But I hope y'all enjoyed. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. But as always, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with somebody. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys. Love y'all.